Well, hello, and welcome to the Ram Show. It is... Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. I had to make sure I had audio bars. It is Sunday, December 2nd, 2018. Holy crap. We are already into December. That's just insane. So, I'm going to bring in a couple people here. We're doing a show with 3 people this week. So, hey guys, how's it going?
Hey.
There's
Pretty
Joe.
good.
There's Zach. Zach, you can hear Joe just fine. You can hear me, right? Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's good? Got it. Perfect. All right. So, Zach has absolutely no idea what's going on right now. Only me and Joe do. So, here's...
Something's going on?
Well, there's a reason Joe's with us right now. So...
Right. Okay. Fine.
Here's the reasoning behind this. I wanted to do this the other night, just the 3 of us, but I figured, hey, I don't have much for the show this week, and this will be fun. So, Joe has expressed interest in actually having a system built. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. He's getting tired of his... What do we have right now? I don't even know what we have in his system. Do you know, Joe?
It's like a 750.
Oh yeah, GT 750.
GTX 750. Yeah.
That ranks better than the 730 that I had in Redmond, or not Redmond, Maverick. Remember that, Zach?
Yes, I do.
So, and I think he's got a slightly better processor. We upgraded mine to the Q66. We never made a video on that, but anyways. Oh, did you see my totally troll picture I sent you in Slack last night, Zach?
I don't understand. Are you trying to make fun of me?
Maybe slightly. Well, I still can.
You're doing a terrible job of it.
Hey, you know what? I rendered a video out in 3D motion.
In fact, I would almost be sad if I were you, because it means that you could be having twice as much performance.
What do you mean?
You said, oh, it's only using half my CPU. Yeah, well, that just means that there's half your CPU that's not doing anything to get it done.
Okay, fair enough. But I guess the representation was, how would your system do?
Probably about comparable, given that you're only using half the CPU anyway.
Right, but would yours have used half your CPU, or would it have been using the full CPU? That was the point I was trying to make. Like, hey, look at me! I'm rendering a video and I'm only using half my CPU. I still have the other half of my CPU to do whatever I want.
You know what? You can blame the apparent lack of any availability of any C14 DDR4 memory.
Hey, you know what?
Or the fact that I have not upgraded my computer yet. I'm literally refreshing this Newegg page for this Corsair kit every day and waiting for it to be in stock, and I'll just buy it. But I cannot find it.
Wait. Okay, so because Joe's been out of the conversation too, but Zach is also looking at upgrading his system right now. So.
Yeah.
So, but he's thinking Threadripper, which I'm a little upset about.
See, last generation, that would be a foolish decision. However, this generation, Threadripper is almost identical.
Is it really?
To Ryzen 7 in terms of gaming performance.
Wait, so
also gets the multitasking performance.
Right. Okay. So are you going Ryzen or Ryzen 7, or are you going Threadripper?
No, I'm saying that I'm not losing anything by going Threadripper. In fact, I'm just gaining.
You're gaining more cores
that
and more threads.
multitasking ability that I'm looking for.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm saying that it's not a trade-off like it would have been last generation.
Okay, fair enough. So
last generation, there were some serious issues with Threadripper having latency problems and such that were caused. It was causing very lackluster gaming performance compared to.
Who's ringing? I think that might be Joe.
Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Well, which one of us has an iPhone? Remind me.
That's right.
Not me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah, I was just in the middle of doing something.
Mute your mic, Joe. Or can I mute?
What?
Can I mute him?
Probably
Yep,
better do
I can.
that, yeah.
I can mute him. Okay. If Joe can still hear us, we'll be back with him in a minute. So yes.
Lovely.
Wait. So anyways, Zach, I'm going to send you his PC part picker list real quick here. And we'll go from there.
So are we just talking about that this week, or what's going on?
Well, that's part of it. We do have some tech topics to get to, but this is, I wanted to do this because this is going to be fun, and we can talk about some stuff here. And I wanted to get your input on some stuff, so that was
Okay.
that was the reasoning behind it. So let's take a look and see what he's actually got going on here. So, here we go. All right. So, we're thinking AMD Ryzen 5 2600X.
Okay. Now, so can you just tell me firstly what is the budget for this computer?
I have no idea. Let's see if Joe is actually good now.
So I do see a couple things that I would change.
Oh.
Firstly, I think that at this price point, you don't. What is this? Hold on.
Okay, Joe, are you good or not? I don't know if Joe's still there or not. He's still, like, actually up, and he doesn't have anything muted, but I don't know if he can hear us either. Wow. Well,
I would say that at that price point, an X370 motherboard could definitely be had.
An X370?
I also think that maybe, okay, first of all, CXM power supplies are not the great. Would definitely go for a different one there. And also, maybe graphics. I feel like we could do better than a 1050.
I think we had
price
discussed a 1050, but I think we were maybe looking at a 1060. I don't remember.
Especially, what I remember a specific game that he cited that was actually quite performance hungry.
Yes, Planet Coaster, because that's the goal, to be able to actually play that.
It is quite performance hungry.
Yeah. Do you remember the system specs that we were talking about on that?
Actually, and to tell you the truth, I've seen floating around some RX 580s close to 200.
RX 580s?
Which is, yeah, and that's pretty darn good price for a 580. I would be definitely recommending.
So, wait, RX 580? So that's Radeon, isn't it?
Yes. Not GTX 5. What? No.
Wait. GTX? Oh, wait.
RX 580. AMD, Radeon, the one that's comparable to the 1060.
No, because I don't know anything about the Ryzen line, or not the Ryzen.
You should at least know that.
Radeon lineup. I wouldn't even know comparably where
so
Radeon lineup is.
Well, I told you that, so now you know.
Okay, so an RX
580.
580?
Ooh, hang on. What? Oh no. So, did you know this about WD Blue hard drive?
What?
That they were not very recently anymore, I suppose, but they were changed some time ago. That the Blue brand now includes 5400 RPM drives in addition to 7200 RPM drives. This is a 5400 RPM drive. It's going to be bad. It's going to be very, very slow.
Okay, Joe, can you hear us? Maybe.
Actually, honestly, I would just like for Joe to tell me what his budget is so I can maybe make some changes accordingly rather than just saying, well, let's do this, this, and this without even knowing what his budget is.
Exactly. So that's why I don't know if he can hear us. If he can.
I can't, sorry.
Hey,
yeah,
there he is. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
What's your budget, Joe?
under 1,000,
1,000, you
unless
said?
is that yeah, about $1,000.
That's
Okay.
actually
That-
that's a good budget
Not-
right there.
It is. It's a good budget. And
Like,
I might have the speed on that drive wrong because here's the thing. We're going to use the existing 850 Evo that's already in his current system, and it's got a 1 terabyte WD Blue in it, but I could be wrong. It might be a
is it an
7200.
older WD Blue? How old is it?
I don't know. I don't remember. It might be a 5400 RPM, but it might be a 7200 RPM too.
I'm going to say it's almost certain to be a 7,200 RPM.
That
So
probably
if
would
you're
be.
using the storage that's already in it, it is also possible to, you can set a custom price on components in the PC part picker. So you can just say 0 because you have them.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, I don't remember how to do that, but anything.
Just click the gear icon next to buy, and then you can manually enter.
Oh, I see. Okay. So we got an 850 Evo, so that's going to be our boot drive
That
there.
actually gives us a considerable amount more headroom, given that he already has these components.
Right. We already have the WD Blue. So, I mean, we're good there. So, okay.
I'm not entirely certain that I think that in this case for graphics, we're looking at probably a 1060 or 580, probably a higher end.
So, okay. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's put that back there. Zach, there is a document here. I'll shoot you a link, and you can start throwing some stuff in there. The idea
I'm
is
just looking at the parts list.
right, but the idea is for you to help us pick some parts for this system to eventually hopefully make a build. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then the fun part would be is us all getting together as a group once again, because we haven't done this is the first time we're doing anything as a full team again in a very long time. Granted, we're all split up in different locations, but it would be fun to build his system with him.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, are we nice and tell him what components go where, or do we just kind of let him try to figure it out on his own first and laugh at him?
Oh boy.
and you guys would be just like, okay, here, just build it yourself. Okay, bye.
Hey, you know what? Okay, at least Joe has taken a computer apart, put stuff in before, so I think he'll be okay-ish. Like, honestly, Zach, how hard is building a system? It's not that hard, is it? Did we lose Zach?
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, did you hear
So
me?
if we have 1,000 to work with, we actually have a serious amount of headroom here.
Yeah, one condition, Zach.
What is that?
His system can't be better than mine.
I mean, it's probably going to be close to yours, actually.
It can be comparable, but it can't be better than mine. You know what would be sweet, though? I'd love to put like a Titan Black in this thing and call it good.
Easily, with this level of budget and the storage already purchased, a 2700X could easily fit into the...
Here we go. Boink. Here, give me just a second, Zach.
That's correct. X370 SLI Plus.
There.
$189? Since when?
What are you looking at?
I love these boards. These MSI SLI Plus boards are always good value.
MSI boards are?
This specific model, the SLI Plus boards. So, they've had this line for, I don't know how long they've had this line, but every chipset that they come out with this SLI Plus board for, it's always a good board to go.
Okay, who's scratching around? Is that you or is that Joe? Probably Joe, just because he's using an onboard microphone. But anyways, it's driving me insane.
Does it work better?
Maybe it might be you too. Anyways, did you get that link for the doc? It's in Slack. You can.
I'll look for it in a moment.
Okay. Or here's what I can do.
Wow, what on earth is this? Jeez, I cannot actually find one of these boards at a good price. That's unfortunate.
There you go,
I'd
Zach.
like to
It's
see-
also there too. So, I gotta tell you this, okay? So, I was at Staples the other day, right? Just went in, randomly looking at stuff, right? I found a 120 gigabyte PMY SSD. Guess how much, Zach?
I don't know.
Just take a wild guess.
$30.
Yeah, about $30.
Hmm.
I thought that was a steal.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen 250 gigabyte range drives floating around less than $50. And really, I think that what's happening is they're probably QLC, which is they're going to last. They're not going to last as long, and but they are going to offer much higher data density and for less. They are cheap. Like, that's just the pros of QLC. Is a relatively new-ish type of flash memory that's hitting shelves now, I suppose. We've seen, and it's just cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. That's it. That's the bottom line. It's cheap and it's high data density.
I see. Okay, so go ahead and pop into that document when you get a second there, Zach, and take a look and see what we've kind of got there. It should be pretty comparable to the PC part pickers list. While we're doing that, let's because you can work on that in the background, and we'll come back to it in a minute. Let's actually do a tech topic. How's that sound?
Sure.
Let's see what we've got here. I haven't looked through many of these topics, so we'll see. 5G, I think, is supposed to be... 5G is weeks away. So next week, Qualcomm's third annual Snapdragon Technology Summit is happening in Maui, I think. And it promises to be the first and last major public debut of blazing fast 5G before the new cellular standard launches in the US for real. And while inviting 330 people to a tropical island setting might seem frivolous, there's some serious money and technology at stake. So AT&T is promising to launch real 5G NR cellular in 12 cities by the end of 2018. That's kind of cool. Now, what is all the hype about, like, 5G? It's supposed to be faster, right, Zach?
I just cannot be bothered to care. And you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because all it means is I can hit my data cap faster. That's it. That's all it means.
Joe, you are definitely welcome to jump into these topics as well. So, just share whatever your input is. So, anyways, but despite that fact, in a variety of promises, milestones, and one-off demonstrations from other carriers, which plan to launch as soon as early 2019, we still don't have a clear idea of what 5G will actually offer. Right? Oh wow, what it'll actually offer? That's fabulous, right there.
Love it, huh?
So here's this product, right? Or not product, but like architecture, right? Where it's like, oh, it's gonna be the next big thing. But we don't really know what it's going to do. Like, okay. Few journalists have even so much as touched a 5G device. See, that's the other thing we have to talk about, is that devices are going to have to support 5G. So,
Yep.
That's the other thing. Your phone supports 4G LTE, right, Zach?
Of course it does. It's a dinosaur, but it's not that much of a dinosaur. Jeez.
Okay, but 4G LTE has also been around for a while. Joe, you're sitting on an iPhone 7, so you're fine. So, well, yeah, I mean, it is an
Mine
iPhone.
is subjective.
Right? It is an iPhone. Sorry, Joe.
I guess there's that. So, yeah.
You know what? You know what the best part is? Is Joe switched from what did you have before? You had Android.
The
You were on Android.
Samsung. I had a Samsung Galaxy S7, and now that my dad has that phone, So
See, Zach? He goes from a Galaxy S7 to an iPhone. He's going backwards. I went forwards.
Backwards.
Well, because I went from an iPhone back to Android. So
Unfortunate. Truly unfortunate.
yeah, sorry, Joe.
I like to skip around a lot.
Oh, you know what he told me the other day though? He's looking at getting an Apple Watch. Or thought about
Oh, what? Are you mad?
Don't do.
Now, hey. Now it's not in the picture anymore. They're up to $300 again, so that's not in the picture.
See,
anymore.
this is exactly why you don't get locked into the Apple ecosystem, right, Zach?
Yes, that is correct.
See? Because then you're going to spend $300 on a watch that only works with your phone, your one phone, and then when you upgrade to something else, it won't work unless you buy an Apple or an iPhone again. So, anyways. Now, let's see here. So next week, AT&T and Verizon tell The Verge that they'll have live 5G networks in Maui at Qualcomm's big event, and you'll actually be able to try it. 5G enabled phone, and a pocketable 5G mobile hotspot for the first time. Interesting. Yeah. What are the speeds on 4G LTE though, Zach? They're not that bad, are they?
For me at least, 70, 80 megabits. Doesn't matter because with data caps, I cannot do anything with that speed.
Yeah, this is true.
But, like, great, I guess. Wow, I have that speed. Ooh.
So
Don't
let's
really
just
care.
do a quick speed test on here. Where is...
Actually, I will tell you that a speed test will chug your data quite quickly.
Why is that?
Well, because it's just sending, receiving large amounts of data.
Yeah.
It's sending and receiving as much data as it can.
You know what's sad though? My 4G LTE speeds are even higher than my actual ISP speeds are.
Unsurprising, honestly. Okay, well, I've completed this parts list. I like it. Hello? What's going on? Oh, okay. Lovely. Joe, are you here? Who's here? Help!
Okay. I don't know if people... Okay. Zach, can you hear me? Yes or no? Maybe not. Okay. Zach, can you hear me now?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm here.
Nice computer.
You know what? I think it might just be time for me to reinstall the operating system. Start fresh again. Might just be time for that. I don't know if Joe is talking to somebody right now or what, and that's why he muted his mic. Anyways, okay, so 5G, that's a thing that's happening. Sweet, cool. Okay, let's go down this parts list here and see what we've got. Yeah. Boink. I'm gonna put us on that. All right, you ready, Joe? Not Joe. Zach. Too many names.
What?
We're gonna go through this parts list here. Hey.
There's a parts list that I made.
Where did you just send that one? I've got two different things open. Oh, okay. All right, hold on. Oh, so we're doing a Ryzen 7 on here.
I mean, it easily fits in the budget. If it can't fit, just drop it down.
I see. Okay. Let me figure out what's going on here. An ASRock board. Can you hear me, Zach?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good. I just wasn't quite sure there for a second. Okay. Too many windows. Let's see here. There we go. Boink. Here we go. Okay, so we're doing an AMD Ryzen 7 2700X. So we're copying me on that. A Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. Copying me on that. It's not a bad, cooler.
I did not change that.
Yeah,
That was
no,
in there already.
that's not a bad cooler.
It's a good cooler though, for sure. Yeah.
It was a slight pain to put in place, but not horrible.
Oh yeah, that cooler is the worst to install.
I had a full tower case. We are not making
Yeah,
that
that's 'cause you're
mistake.
crazy.
I did it by accident, okay? First time PC builder. You're gonna make some mistakes. Just like comes in the box. Get the box out. You're like, oh, that doesn't look that big. Oh, okay. I see what happened. Okay. Joe may or may not be back with us later, so we'll go through this list maybe if he comes back to us here. Let's see. So an ASRock X470. What is the difference between this board and the board that we had in there before?
You had a B350 board in there. Just X series boards are just more feature enhanced, basically.
Does this have RGB on it?
I do not believe so. Don't believe so.
What do we have for one of the things that we were interested in was,
But also with higher end boards, you're also looking at just a more sturdy board, better power delivery, stuff like that is just going to be higher quality.
good point.
It does include built-in Wi-Fi. Not really
Actually,
a concern, honestly.
that would be good for him.
Oftentimes the built-in Wi-Fi is just crap, though. So, I mean, if it happens to work well, great. If it doesn't, I
Right.
wouldn't be hurt.
Well, because the location that Joe is in doesn't actually have an Ethernet port to it. So, he's just running off a wireless dongle right now. So, how do you accomplish that?
Yeah,
do you actually...
I mean, if it works, great. But I would not go in expecting it to work well.
Right.
It can be flaky on the built-in.
How is your system connected?
I have a PCIe wireless card.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. The one with the little antennas that stick out of the back?
Yeah, I don't like the fact that I have to do that, but whatever.
Am I the only one who has a directly wired connection into his PC? That probably helps with a lot of things. I don't know about you, Zach, but my preference is if I can wire my system in, I'm always going to wire it in.
Always agree with you there.
So, anyways, okay, so this ASRock X470 motherboard. How many USB ports does this thing have on it? Does it say?
How many what?
USB ports.
Well, you can just look.
Not really, because there's only the one picture.
Wow, there is only one. It probably says. Well, I mean, you're going to use the USB 3.0 header anyway, and just
Right.
connect it to the front panel.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't know precisely how many. I'm sure it has plenty.
Oh, here we go. 2, 4. Oh, there's USB-C type on here.
Apparently, there's 6.
7 actually. It looks like. Because there's a 7th one on top of the USB-C. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. So
There you go.
anyways, more than enough for Joe. Let's see. What else do we have going on here? Now, here's what I said on memory. I just said whatever we can find at the time. Because didn't you tell me that? Whatever's the cheapest that you can find at the time you're building?
Well, with Ryzen, you do want to go for either 3000 speed or 3200 if you can. And also, the lower your CAS latency, the better it will perform.
I don't even know what I have for memory in the system.
You had a 3200 speed C16.
No, because I picked mine up at Best Buy because I just wanted to finish building the system. And I don't know if I ever updated the rest of the... I actually may have updated the parts list. I think I did.
I changed it to a 3000 speed C50. It's up to you, really. If you're going to go for the C16, I would not go less than 3200s.
I see. We have our existing storage already in there. We probably should have changed that to the 7200 RPM version.
Well, it doesn't matter because we already have it.
Yeah, right. A Sapphire Radeon RX 580, 8GB Nitro Plus video card. So
If I was in the market for an AMD card, I would buy one of these Sapphire ones. These are very...
how is
Good
this
card.
going to compare to the 1060 that I have in my system?
I mean, well, it's... The 580 and the 1060 are very, very comparable, but obviously since they're not the same, you know, our 580 might be better at some things, 1060 might be better at others. They're very, very comparable, but I am, generally speaking, more inclined to recommend the 580 because due to it's having more video memory and just raw cores, compute punch. Those type of cards do tend to last long.
I see. Hey, Zach,
What's up?
you got to teach that dog how to be quiet.
Oh, yep. Well, I could go yell at him and they will be quiet for exactly 0 seconds.
I mean, I don't necessarily mind, but anyways.
There's like 2 walls and 2 doors between me and him. And
You just give him a giant bone and call it good for like, the hour.
no,
Something to occupy it.
He does this all the time. I don't even. I don't bother with it because he will not be quiet.
Get him a muzzle.
I've tried.
Get him a muzzle. No, I'm just kidding. That's inhumane. Not necessarily, but anyways. We're doing the Corsair 200R ATX mid-tower case. Yeah, Joe definitely does not want...
Case is pretty much up to you.
Right. Joe does not want a giant case. That is the one thing I'm considering, is maybe getting a new case. Something that
There's
is not
actually a
full
case that I have found that I do think is quite nice. The NZXT H500. Do not get the eye. It just includes some silly so-called smart device that's just useless.
NZXT
H500. H500.
Let's take a look at this.
It's a fairly minimalistic case.
Are you doing the white version or the black? What are you doing? Ooh, I like that. I like the black and red.
I'm not doing that one. I've changed my mind on that. I don't know what case I want.
Oh, this has like a rear fan and like a top case fan in it. And probably, a couple fans up the front. You probably take one of those fans out, though, for your radiator, right?
I'm not doing that case.
Oh yeah, that's right. Regardless of what you do, though, you're gonna have to have room for your radiator.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of what I need. In fact, I'm going to change. I'm going to switch out the cooler. I'm not doing this cooler.
Really?
No, I'm going to do a at least dual fan radiator. So
So
240.
let me ask you this. Okay, so I've got the 850 Evo on my system right now. Do I keep the 850 Evo, or do I do something like what you have with a radiator and a water block and call it good?
850 Evo? You mean 212 Evo?
Or the 212 Evo? You know what I meant.
Well, an 850 Evo is a perfectly is a legitimate model of a computer component. So not necessarily. I don't necessarily know what you meant.
I
Could
see-
have meant
I
two
s-
things, but
I see that right there. No. Okay, so do I stick with the 212 Evo and do it just totally air
I mean, that's up to you. I mean, are you satisfied with the thermal performance? Is it too loud?
Because
If neither of those are issues for you, don't do anything. Leave it as it is.
well, with its massive amount of cores and threads, like it stays pretty quiet when I'm streaming. So, really, the only time
I mean,
it's
if you're
loud is
happy
when I'm
with it, I
rendering.
would leave it the way it is, because otherwise it's just kind of senselessly spending the money.
Okay, and we're doing. Excuse me, a Seasonic. I've never heard of that brand before.
These are very good power supplies. They're the OEM for several very reputable and probably more commonly heard of power supplies like EVGA. Some of the EVGA ones that are very good are OEM'd by Seasonic.
This is a modular power supply. What did I put in my system? I know I put a Corsair power supply in mine.
Don't tell me you got a CX. I mean, it's not going to blow up your computer, but they're not the greatest. And their reliability is often called into question.
On the let's see here. What do I have? Saved parts list. Yeah, it's a CXM.
Oh boy, what are you doing?
Hey, it hasn't blown up the system yet.
Fair enough. They're not great though.
Why is that?
They're just generally speaking lower quality power. I'm not a
Interesting. I thought
crazy
Corsair
power
made good products.
well. A lot of the other Corsair power supply lines are better, but the OEM of these specific ones is questionable.
See, okay, yeah, so it is 3200 or 3200 speed in here. It's PMY Anarchy memory. Although, see, I've thought about upgrading to 16 gigs just to say what the heck. So even though the system is fairly new, there's still some updates that I'd like to make to it. You know?
Also, if you do want to know about power supplies, you should take a look at Johnny Guru.
Interesting. So
They have done very in-depth looks at many power supplies, and they're pretty reputable.
I see.
And they definitely know more about power supplies than me.
I generally take your advice on a lot of stuff because I mean, you know hardware a lot better than I do, so. But anyways, so.
Always do better.
Yeah. Let's talk some Microsoft news real quick. Let's go back to news topics real quick here. Did you hear about Microsoft Azure? Is that how you pronounce that?
Azure?
Azure. Anyways, they had an authentication outage like the other day.
Probably.
Yeah.
Didn't hear about it.
But Microsoft is now explaining
That's funny.
explaining one Azure authentication outage as another one happens. And a stroke of bad timing that would be comical if it weren't so annoying. Microsoft's multi-factor authentication system used for Azure, Office 365, and Dynamics went down for a second time this month, or last month, I should say, just hours after the company published its findings into a 14-hour outage on November 19th. Yeah, the Azure Active Directory multi-factor authentication services went offline just before 5 Universal Time and remained non-functional until just before 7 Universal Time. And the servers initially affected were those serving the Europe and Middle East regions and the Asian Pacific region. As those regions woke up and tried to authenticate, the servers overloaded and went down. Quick question. Okay? How do you not account for, so many people on your network? You know what I mean? And, we're talking about Microsoft here.
I know. Why don't you ask them?
Microsoft is a huge company. I would think they would be able to figure it out, oh, we have this many users. This is how much load is probably going to be on our system. Wouldn't it be smart to have a system that can basically overhandle what you actually need? You know what I mean? Create some pad in there. So anyway, Microsoft tried to redirect some authentication attempts to US servers, but this merely had the effect of overloading those two. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
So, you overload your servers in the Middle East, right? So you're like, okay, here's an idea. Let's just move some of that traffic to another server. And that server goes down. This does not make me have that much confidence in Microsoft systems. Yeah. That's a bit concerning, I would say. What do you think, Zach?
That does seem a bit ridiculous.
So the company's subsequent analysis has shown that 3 individual bugs came together to cause the problem. Oh, okay. So maybe it's not hardware related, more software related. So on November 19th, a code change that had been progressively deployed over the previous 6 days provoked a cascade of failures. This sounds oddly familiar to another problem Microsoft had with rewriting code. What was that, Zach? What? I vaguely remember what happened. Do you remember?
I thought you were just going to make fun of Windows updates and how they do things without really asking you, and how this was almost comparable to that.
No. Where I was going was with them changing the code as to how redirect to home folders worked, and then it started deleting stuff.
Yeah. That one. Yes, that one. Well, anyway, so what's going on? Guess he died again.
Can everyone hear me now? Oh, man. I know Zach can't hear me. Okay. Hey, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
This is lovely. Give me 2 seconds, people. Let's take a quick break here. And we shall return.
Really. So what's the issue?
And hear me on the stream.
Hey,
there we
that might
go.
be important.
Yep, okay. We're back. We're back. I know why people or at least I'm pretty sure I know why people couldn't hear me and why my mic keeps dropping out. So, I have a USB port that's sitting up on my desk here. Okay? This thing is awesome. It is a 10-port USB port hub. And the way it's laid out is just fabulous. I don't know what it is about USB port or hubs, but like the way they make them nowadays is just dumb. But you know what? I think it's finally seen its better days because the webcam used to be freaking out, and I plugged the webcam directly into the system in the back. And so I think it just keeps freaking out is what happens. So I think that's what's going on. Anyways, okay. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Yeah, I've been hearing you the whole time. What do you mean?
No. Before my mic went out. Anyways, okay. Microsoft had problems. Cool. Bada bing, bada boom. Anything else? Oh, yeah. Marriott reveals
I heard this one.
that they
Good
had
job.
a massive
Good job to them.
database breach affecting up to 500 million hotel guests.
Mm,
Dun, dun, dun. Like, okay. So you've read this one?
I know a little bit about this one.
Okay, so you can give me some more insight, but Marriott
Or
is...
I should say I've heard of it.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
Marriott is revealing a massive database breach that affected up to 500 million guests of its Starwood Hotel. Excuse me. The company first acquired in 2016. A security investigation has concluded that there was unauthorized access to a database holding hotel guest records. Marriott learned during the investigation that there had been unauthorized access to the Starwood network since 2014, says a statement from the company. The Starwood security breach affects a number of branded hotels owned by Marriott, including W Hotels, Sheraton, St. Regis, Westin, and more. The breach includes 327 million records of some combination of name, mailing address, phone number, email address, passport number. Oh, great. Steward preferred guest, account information, date of birth, gender, arrival and departure information, reservation date, and communication preferences. The one that probably is most notable in there would be the passport number, as your passport can actually be used as a government form of identification.
Yep.
So, Marriott isn't providing an exact number, but I'm sure that's that may or may not have something to do with PR, right there.
Maybe.
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 Marriott isn't providing the exact number, but some, quote unquote, hotel guests will have had their payment card information leaked. That explains why they're not actually giving direct numbers. Although, that is the very, very PR statement right there. Quote unquote, some people.
Some people. Gee, that's very useful.
That's not vague at all. Not
No, definitely
at
not.
all.
I don't know why you would think such a thing.
But anyway, let's see. Marriott did encrypt this information using advanced encryption standard encryption, so AES 128, but the company notes both components needed to decrypt payment card numbers may have been stolen. Wow, so at that point, encryption just means
Then
nothing.
what was the point?
The point of encryption is to break up the actual data and the key, so that you can either have the key.
I know what encryption does, but if the key is stolen, then what's the point?
Right, yeah, exactly. It's like having a lock and putting the key right next to it.
Basically, yeah.
So database breaches are far too common. No, really. I distinctly remember there was a company that got breached. I briefly remember the name. Help me out on this one, Zach. Equifax? Oh yeah.
Something. Something. God, I just cannot remember.
Equifax. Anyways. So yeah, database breaches are far too common. But it's unusual to hear a large company not detecting unauthorized access to its network and key customer database for a period of 4 years. I just don't get that. Anyways, like, okay, Do these companies either A, not hire security people, or B, hire security people who just sit on their rear end all day and have no idea what they're doing?
Both? I don't know.
Or both, yeah. So, anyways, Marriott's carefully worded statement doesn't identify who obtained access and how. Again, PR. Excuse me. So that's particularly troubling, as if this wasn't a hack or full security breach, then it could have been sloppy security that let anyone access this information and then clone the database. I distinctly remember another company, a Canadian company. What was the name of that one, Zach? Their servers were picked up at an auction. I actually don't know if you remember this one.
I legitimately don't remember this one.
NCIX, the like Canadian equivalent to like Newegg.
Oh, yeah, NCIX.
Where the company went under, and then the servers with all the customer information had been sold off, and I believe everything was in plain text in like a database.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So Marriott reveals that it discovered the database breach through a copied and encrypted version of it. Whether this copy is public or for sale on the dark web probably remains vague. There are also signs Marriott could have been breached in the past. Here's the statement. You ready for this one, Zach? We deeply regret this incident happened, says Marriott CEO Arne Sorensen. We fell short of what our guests deserve and what we expect of ourselves. We are doing everything we can to support our guests and using lessons learned to be better moving forward. Is it just me, or does that sound like every, like, oh, we got hacked PR statement?
My bad.
Ever. Marriott has reported this breach to law enforcement. Okay. And has begun notifying.
I would hope.
Right? And has begun notifying regulators. The company has also set up a dedicated website and call center and is notifying affected guests by email. Marriott is also offering free access to WebWatcher to help protect against identity fraud. Okay, so at least they're doing that. Pizza Hut did the same thing when they got, like, it was either Pizza Hut or Domino's, one or the other.
Pizza Hut
did the same thing. Do you remember us talking about that? Where they were like giving.
I mean, it just seems like a thing that they always do. Like,
right.
All these companies.
Well, but see, this is like.
We'll hook you up with this and that service.
Right.
Like, well, how about just don't leak my data?
Right. Yeah. Don't leak my personal, like sensitive data in the first place. So, The Verge has reached out to Marriott. Oh my goodness. Sorry. To clarify some of the troubling aspects of this database breach, and updates will be given accordingly. The New York Attorney General's office announced that it would be investigating the breach. They say we've opened an investigation into the Marriott data breach. Additionally, under New York law, Marriott was required to provide notification to our office upon discovering the breach. They have not done so as of yet. Oh, joy. Oh, man. So, I think those are the big stories for this week. This is kind of interesting. There is now a coffee cup that can be topped up with cash to pay for your drinks. It's got like a little NFC reader in it. So, that's interesting. Maybe a little like stocking stuff or a Christmas gift for the techie person in your life who likes coffee. So, Zach, you hate coffee, don't you?
I actually do, yes.
What?
Call me crazy.
What do you like? Like, besides like...
I don't need anything to wake up.
Besides like water or anything like that, do you like indulge in any other beverages, I guess? Or is it pretty much just water?
Not regularly at all, really. It's like...
What is your preferred beverage, then?
See, the thing that I don't like carbonation, so it's like, well,
What?
those,
What?
what do you mean? What? Told you.
Dude, I love carbonation. It's like my
Oh
favorite
yeah, I know
thing.
most people do.
No, usually it's all that sugar and high fructose corn syrup that people like. Yeah. Because sugar is good and well, high fructose corn syrup gives it flavor. So, but anyways, so no, what would you say is your preferred beverage then?
You know, I'd have to think about that.
How about this? Do you like Gatorade, or is it too sweet for you?
It's actually okay.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Well, I was trying to think. I was like, it's not carbonated and it's flavored. Let's see.
I don't mind like fruit flavored things, I guess.
Fruit flavored things. Yeah,
Pretty okay.
you're the one who's rubbing against something. Your mic is rubbing on something this week.
Hi. Hello?
Yeah, you're good now. So, anyway. Let's see. Anything else interesting? Dell apparently had a customer hack, like a customer information hack. Let's see here. What else? 8 people are charged with running a multi-million-dollar online ad scam. Interesting. The group originally ran 2 separate but related fraud schemes. Let's see. They brought in $7 million on one of them. And the second made, $29 million between December 2015 and October 2018. They've been caught.
Big buck.
Let's see. So, yeah, that's a thing that happened. What else? Anything else good? Something regarding PewDiePie. Oh, yeah, someone hacked printers worldwide, urging people to subscribe to PewDiePie.
That's actually pretty funny.
The fight over who gets to have the most subscribed channel on YouTube spilled into the real world months ago. With Felix PewDiePie. Holy crap, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Fans started campaigning to raise awareness of the Swedish star. Let's see. People on social media have recently reported being hacked by someone who is urging them to subscribe to PewDiePie. What is it about PewDiePie that makes him like the most subscribed? Like, what is so special about him, Zach?
I don't know. I don't watch him.
No, I don't either. Let's see here.
If anything, I would probably just say he was more in the right place at the right time than anything.
Right. One YouTuber launched a citywide advertising campaign where they bought every single billboard, radio spot, and local TV spot available in support of PewDiePie's channel. Oh my gosh.
Like, why spend money on advertising when apparently some morons will do it for you?
Over the last couple of days, Twitter users have been posting screenshots of unsolicited printouts from internet-connected printers that say that PewDiePie needs their help. Let's see. Apparently, PewDiePie is at stake of losing his position as the #1 position by an Indian company called T-Series that simply uploads videos of Bollywood trailers and campaigns. Interesting. Okay, then. Yeah. Man, that'd be, can somebody just, like, spam printers to, like, tell people to subscribe to our channel so we can get lots of views, and then companies can start looking at us and we can start getting, like, review samples and things like that? That'd be cool.
Start hacking printers.
If you had your choice, Zach, right? Let's say we were big enough, right? Let's say what company, if you could like pick a company to sponsor us and send us something, what company would it be?
I don't know.
Would it be Nvidia? Would it be Intel? Would it be AMD?
I don't know.
Would it be something like iBuyPower, where it would be a full system maybe?
Yeah, where's the fun in pre-builts?
Right. Well, you know why people do pre-builts? It's because they want a gaming PC, but they don't want to put it together themselves because they don't have the know-how. Even though building a system is actually really, really easy. So, I wish we had a bunch of parts and stuff like that, and like a disposable income, because it would be fun to do like a build guide or something like that. So,
Yeah, probably would be.
I would definitely love to see Joe build the system. See, here's what I think we do, right? We get all the parts together, right? We keep an eye on him. I think he's going to do pretty decently well, but like, we get him started at least on the motherboard, be like, okay, start with the motherboard, and then we just kind of let him go from there, and we see how far he gets on his own. What do you think?
He'll probably manage.
I think he'll manage to a certain point. What do you think is going to trip him up?
I don't know. The cooler is like awful.
Ooh,
So.
yeah, the cooler, I could see that one. Well, and that's a modular power supply, so I could see that one too. Finding the right cables, figuring out where to plug them in. Probably the headers too. That might confuse him. So, because things aren't necessarily always labeled the greatest. See, because when you did the headers on your board, you had to look at the manual, right?
You just look at the manual. It's not too bad.
So, anyways, yeah. So, all right. I think that's it for the show this week. I was hoping Joe would join us again so we could go through his parts list, but I don't think he is. But we'll talk with him and we'll let everyone know what's going on, because I think it's going to be a ton of fun to do a system build. You know what I mean, Zach? Like,
Yep.
You'll be up for that. I know you will be. Chance to build a system, even though you don't get to take it home, but you're going to have a much nicer system anyways. So, for the chance to put some components together, yeah, you'll take that. So, anyways. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode of The Ram Show. Thanks for joining us. Thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. What am I looking for? Oh, that's what I'm looking for. So, yeah, thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. Comment down below. Get subscribed. Turn on the bell. I think that's everything. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.